Why do some postpartum seasons feel like absolute chaos and spiral out of control, even when baby's temperament is the same? These simple habits can help make postpartum simpler and easier in those early days of your baby's life. I'm a registered midwife, and I've walked alongside hundreds of new families. I've seen 4 key habits that parents who successfully navigate postpartum use. What's the secret to a simpler postpartum? Why do most list advice fail? How do small habits change your mental health? By the end, you'll know the 4 habits that can reshape your postpartum experience, even if you're in the messy middle of it. And if you're struggling with breastfeeding your baby, I've created a free latching guide just for you. You can get it in the link in the description. There are many myths postpartum that I see that just aren't true. For example, it's all about the baby. No, actually, it's all about the whole system. We are a communal species. We were never meant to raise babies in isolation. And this is one of the most problematic ideas about raising a family that I see. You just need to rest more. Yeah, sure, true. You definitely could benefit from more sleep. But without the proper supports and habits in place, there's no way that you're going to feel more rested, because ultimately there's still only 24 hours in the day. Support is everything. Yeah, I guess I kind of just said the same thing, but really you need structures that support you internally to succeed and know how to reach out to those who can help you support you. Our 4 habits are nutrition, exercise, sleep, and time for oneself. Sounds simple, right? But I'll show you how to really make these impactful for your postpartum. Most people don't realize how powerful postpartum fog is. So using this simple tool can help you remember when you're feeling low. Nutrition. Now, I'm not talking about a perfectly made meal plan with freezer meals that are available at a moment's notice that you spent hours painstakingly preparing in the last phase of your pregnancy. I'm talking about real simple things to increase the number of calories you get per day and making sure you're getting enough hydration. My number 1 tip is to set up a station several places in the house. This includes snacks such as nuts, dried fruit, and something you really enjoy eating, even if it's candy, as well as water or an electrolyte mix that can keep you hydrated no matter where you are in the house. Common locations for these would be at your bedside table, at the couch, and even in the kitchen, because we all know how hunger strikes right as you're about to prep a meal. Ultimately, I don't care what calories you get in those first few days postpartum. I care that you're getting calories. So if you want to have that bowl of ice cream with bedtime snack, go for it, girl. You've earned it. Plus, if you're breastfeeding, you're burning up to 650 more calories than you were before you were even pregnant. Having those grab and go foods, whether or not it's a carrot from the fridge, a cheese stick, a glass of milk, a pepperoni stick, all these foods help you to eat throughout the day before you get to the spot where you're so deficient in calories, you sit down and you eat a bag of chips. Later, I'll show you how nutrition directly ties in to our subsequent habits. Number 2, exercise. And no, I'm not saying you bust out the burpees. What I am saying is that movement of any kind is incredibly important to your postpartum recovery. As a new parent, you're probably spending hours a day sitting or positioning yourself in a way that's uncomfortable or not ergonomic. By moving your body, whether or not it's a few minutes of gentle yoga, walking in your garden, or doing some gentle stretches before bed, all of these things help your body to experience some endorphins from exercise, as well as to provide some rehabilitation from your birth. Bonus tip, ideally get outside to do this. Having the sunshine in your eyes greatly helps to improve your circadian rhythms by getting the sunlight on your retinas, which helps to improve your nighttime sleep when you get it. and we'll get to that next. If you're finding this video helpful, hit that subscribe button so you can continue to get content like this to improve your postpartum experience. Sleep. Everybody's heard sleep when the baby sleeps. And this is one of the most annoying things that we hear as new parents. Unless you're a new parent, you truly don't understand how impossible that task is. Because you'll want to shower when baby's sleeping. You'll be eating when baby's sleeping. You'll be driving when baby's sleeping. And obviously, those are not safe times for you to be sleeping too. However, you can work to find ways to improve your qualities of sleep. These include having good sleep hygiene before bed, so limiting the amount of screen time and limiting caffeine. Usually I recommend afternoon. Those things can set your body up to fall into the deepest sleep as soon as possible so that you are able to get more restorative sleep in your narrow sleep windows. My other tip is to come up with a game plan going into the night. If you are exclusively breastfeeding, you are likely going to be awake with your baby on those 3-hour cycles. However, there are many things that you can do to set yourself up to maximize the amount of minutes of sleep that you're going to get in each sleep cycle. What that looks like is setting up the things that you'll need for the night on your bedside table. I'm saying no getting up to walk to the nursery to change your baby's diaper. Set up so you can change your baby's diaper right on your bed, have diaper and wipes right there. Save yourself the trip. You can clean up the diapers on the floor in the morning. Find ways to breastfeed safely in your bed. Find a pillow setup that works for you and practice it during the day so that you can breastfeed comfortably in your bed at night. That way, you're simply putting baby back into their safe sleep surface and returning to sleep as quickly as possible. Now, after this whole night feed, I get it. You're going to feel like you've had 0 moments to yourself. This is one of the most tiring things about being a postpartum mom. I remember sitting up many nights in a row. My partner was asleep beside me and I was feeding our baby. It was incredibly lonely. And by the morning, I was so glad to see that the sun had finally risen again. These first 3 habits all relate to the last one, time for self. Time for self also sounds like an impossible task, but here's what I really mean. A shower is not time for yourself. Prepping a meal, not time for yourself. Clipping your toenails is not time for yourself. These are not things that you correlate to being uniquely you. Time for self is a few moments spent doing something that brings you joy, things that you found joy in before you became a parent. These can be simple things like spending a few minutes to work on your knitting, to edit photos, to go outside and look at your garden. It could be phoning a friend or ordering takeout from your favorite restaurant. This habit makes you feel connected to you and the person you are that doesn't identify with being a new parent or a caregiver. And let me tell you, this habit and scheduling it into your day is going to become the thing you look forward to all day, because you know that when you get to that spot in the day, that you get to be you. And there's something deeply powerful about carrying that kernel of yourself into the way in which you parent. The easiest way to use these habits is on those days when you're starting to feel a little bit off. I want you to have NEST flash into your mind. Go through the acronym and decide right now, which one of these 4 things can I do? Just doing one of them and then letting it become a habit in your daily life will greatly improve your postpartum experience.